Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a review on the L'Oreal Lumi foundation, which I picked up yesterday from Boots. It retails for $10.99. I just thought basically I'd do a quick review and demo of this foundation because I've not used it yet, and tell you guys my thoughts on the product and whether you should go and spend your money on it or not. So basically I'm just going to stick to my normal routine and apply my concealer first, which is what I do every day. So I'm just going to do that now. I'm just taking the Garnier roll-on concealer and basically just going to go under my eyes and any problem areas. As usual, you know the drill, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that right now. So at the moment, I've had a little bit of a breakout around here, and I had a spot here which is actually going now, finally. So I'm just going to put this on all them problem areas I have and blend out with a brush. I'm going to conceal under my eyes, as always. I always do this first. I know, like, many people, like, will do their foundation, then they'll conceal, but I've always done it this way, and it just seems to work better for me. So, I'm just going to go ahead and do this before I apply any foundation. So now onto the foundation. First I'm going to show you how the foundation applies, then I'm going to do a more in-depth review at the end. So, I'm not too sure about the colour just yet. There wasn't really much choice in store, to be honest. So one was really light and one was a little bit darker. So I went with a little bit darker one. We're just going to see how that goes. It feels really soft and almost like there's nothing on your face, like, kind of feels like water. It's got a nice smell to it. It's not like a really like prominent smell, or I can't really say exactly what it smells of. It just smells really nice and fresh, and the colour match actually seems to be really good. I need a couple of more pumps. So this foundation is supposed to give you like that natural glow to your skin, and I actually think it really does a good job of doing that. Like, already I can see like that glow in my skin that wasn't there before this foundation, so that's a really good point. And it applies really easily, like it's really smooth. Like I'm not having any issues applying this at all. It's kind of like the original like L'Oreal Colour Match foundation, which I also do have. It's really similar to that application. I'm just going to blend it down my neck just slightly because it's a good match, but it's just not my exact colour, so I'm just going to blend that down the neck. The coverage is really good. Like, I have some like slight acne scarring on my cheeks and around my face, and it has covered them really well. And my breakout, which I have here, which I mentioned before, it seems to have done a really good job of covering that too. So I'm really happy with that. Like, if you're looking for like a full coverage foundation, this isn't for you because it's not full coverage. I'd say it's like a medium coverage. But to me, for everyday use and everything, like, this is enough coverage. Especially using concealer as well. I don't feel as though the coverage is bad. So it's really making sure it's all blended out. This foundation builds really well too because I've applied like a couple of layers on both sides of my cheeks and just anywhere there. This foundation builds really well too because I've applied a couple of layers now, and it's not gone cakey or it doesn't look really unnatural or anything like that. So you can definitely build this foundation. I'm not going to say it's going to take you up to like a full coverage foundation, but it's definitely enough. Like, I don't feel like I need any more coverage, like. So that's another good point about this foundation. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and apply the rest of my makeup, and I'll be back when I've finished it. I'm back. So I went ahead and did my makeup. I just went for like bold brows and a red lip. I'm now going to like do a bit more of an in-depth review on the actual foundation itself. And taking this from the actual L'Oreal website, it claims that the foundation says, with age, skin can become dull and tired. Lumi Magique helps give instant skin radiance. You'll be glowing inside and out. Light texture, lets skin breathe. With 24 hours of hydration, contains SPF 18. Now, I agree with the fact that it's a light texture because it feels pretty much like water. I can't really feel it on my skin, which is nice. 24-hour hydration. Obviously, yeah, I'm to find that out. I'm obviously not going to be wearing this foundation for 24 hours right now. But, you know, maybe I could try that out in the future. I agree that it, like, lightens up your skin, like, gives it that glow, because my skin is quite dull, like, naturally so. When I did apply this foundation earlier, I did instantly see that, like, that sheen and that glow, like, and the light just hits, like, the cheekbones really well, and so I totally agree with many of them claims on the actual L'Oreal website. All in all, I do think this foundation is a really good foundation for the price and for the drugstore. I would suggest to go and buy it. I do buy a lot of drugstore foundations, and this is actually one of the best ones I bought recently. I haven't really got anything bad to say about it. The colour matched quite well. Yeah, I'm overall quite happy with it, to be honest. Also, with L'Oreal, they cater to so many different skin tones, and their shade variety is amazing. Like, you could go there and find your shade really easily, whereas, you know, you go to, like, I don't know, just another makeup brand and it's like light, medium and dark, and you know, not everybody's going to match them colours, and I think it is such an amazing, you know, advantage that L'Oreal has, that they do cater to so many different skin tones and people, that, you know, that is also such an upside to buying one of these L'Oreal foundations. I just thought that was, you know, a vital thing to say, because that is one of the things that I really do appreciate from the brand itself. Okay, so I'm just going to read what the foundation says on the back. It says, infuses skin with a ray of light, illuminating your complexion, as if lit from within. The radiance of your skin is recreated. Perfect coverage without masking. Now, a lot of them claims on the back, yet again, I do agree with. Like, I don't feel like I'm wearing a mask. I don't feel like I'm wearing a thick foundation and, you know, my skin can't breathe. Like, I feel like this is really light. And that is such a good, like, point in my book. Yeah, pretty much everything on the back of that is true, for me, at least. I have quite dry skin, so a foundation that's hydrating is a good thing. If you were, like, more oily, then I don't really know whether this foundation would be for you. I'm not saying, like, don't give it a go, because you know, it could work out and be amazing, like a bit of powder and you could be fine. But I've got dry skin, so I can only comment on how it reacts on my skin. I can't actually tell you how it would last or anything on, like, an oilier, you know, or someone's oilier skin. So just keep that in mind when you're going to buy this foundation, that it is, you know, illuminating and hydrating and everything. But yeah, so I'm just going to basically go ahead and carry on with what I'm doing, and then I'll come back in a couple of hours and tell you how the foundation has worn through. I'll just keep checking back, you know, through the I say day, but it's 5:30, so I'm just going to say through the night. I'm not doing nothing major, I'm just, you know, going to be around the house doing whatever, so we'll just see how the foundation lasts. So, I'll see you in a bit. So, I'm just quickly going to compare the Lumi foundation to the original True Match foundation. So basically, I find that they're both quite liquidy, like, in their consistency. Like, when you pump it out, it's quite, like, it runs down your hands sort of thing. They're both really similar in coverage, like, literally identical in coverage. The only difference is, this is, like, more of a satin sort of natural sort of finish, if that makes sense. Where this one is really, like, bam, like, illuminous, like, your skin looks radiant, which is really nice, and it does look natural, but this just actually goes to your skin texture, the natural skin texture, whereas this is, like, really, you know, feels really quite, I can feel it. Like, it's not sticky, but it's just a little bit more there than when I would put my hand on my face and I'd feel this, like, that sort of difference. Nothing major, but, to be honest, I think they're very similar foundations. Definitely worth buying both, though, because you get different things from each foundation. So I'm not saying, like, oh, if you get this one, don't buy this one. If you get this one, don't buy this one. Like, not saying that, because they're both got their own little differences that, you know, are good. So I just thought I'd compare them two because, you know, they are quite similar. But, yeah. Also, be expecting a review of the Mega Volume Manga Punky Mascara, also by L'Oreal, very soon, because I got this yesterday too, and this is a really, like, relatively new mascara, so I'm going to review this for you one day soon, so keep an eye out for that. So, it's been about 3 hours, yeah, about 3 hours now, and the foundation still looks really good, literally looks like when I first applied it. My bronze is still there, which is a really good sign. It's not started to patch. It's fine. Like I say, I've not done nothing too strenuous, like, not been outside wearing it or anything, but I don't see how that would make a difference. Like, to be honest, I can imagine myself really, really loving this foundation. Like, I reckon this will become, like, my everyday foundation now. Overall, I'm just really, really happy with it. Go buy it. Honestly, it's really good. Can't really say much else on it. I pretty much covered every aspect of it, I think. So yeah, my next video should be the review of that mascara I've shown you in an earlier clip. So please look forward to that, and I'll see you in my next video. I love you guys so much. Bye! Okay, so now I'm just going to read what the foundation says on the back. It says, infuse your skin with a... Oh my god, I can't even speak.